Alan Brody showed us a picture of his wife as she looked when they first met. He's preparing to move out of the Scarsdale house they lived in together. Her loss still gnaws at him.
We're at a stage where we accept that this was meant to be. It doesn't make it right. But we think that she was a kind of a sacrifice.
This is how Ellen Brody looked just before she died in the horrible train wreck 2 winters ago, behind the wheel of an SUV caught in heavy traffic on the railroad crossing at Commerce Street in Valhalla, a collision that killed 6 people.
Anyone with half a brain can see that this is a dangerous crossing.
A final report from the National Transportation Safety Board is expected soon, but we can find hints about what could come in the preliminary documents already on file. Brody tells us he expects the failure of a so-called preemptive traffic light system for cars to be one of the primary causes. That's the light right there. It's controlled by the State Department of Transportation on the Taconic Parkway where Commerce crosses. Theoretically, the preemptive system should have turned it green in this direction to keep the area around the crossing here clear of traffic. But the National Transportation Safety Board says the night of the accident, it simply didn't work that way. The traffic was backed up from the intersection past the railroad crossing. A state DOT spokesperson pushed the blame back on the driver. Cars, I was told, are never supposed to be stopped on the tracks, ever. I asked Brody if that hurt.
Of course it hurts me, but I understand why they're doing it. I mean, you know, they want to cover their rear ends.
As we speak, the crossing's essentially just the way it was the night of the accident, with one exception, this sign on the approach.
Now, after all that's happened to my wife, what they're concerned about is a truck might catch its belly on the track. That's what they're concerned about.
An MTA spokesman says they're waiting for the NTSB's final findings and recommendations due sometime this spring. We're in Valhalla, Westchester County. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
Although Ellen Brody was killed on impact, the other victims died when the dislodged third rail punctured the lead car, allowing flaming gasoline to pour inside.